I gotta change it up. So it's nothing personal. It's just happening.
Hey, listen, you got to do what you got to do. We might add in your game, Norman. Obviously, Max only gave up 2 runs on the day. Nathan Tal 4 for 7, big game, 3 runs scored.
Right.
And on your team, David Farka really 4 for 6. Really the only one who showed any offensive.
Farka definitely stepped it up. Hit some very hard balls. Norman mentioned earlier that Nathan made a great catch and left. It was off Farka's bat that he made a diving catch to save a home run.
Oh, really?
If that got by him, it would have rolled to the fence.
Wow.
And we didn't do anything to support him. It was
full extent.
Nathan playing like he's 25 again. Back to the thing. And I guess the next big story today we have is look at that smile. We haven't seen that.
I got my special sweep microphone today.
Only Saban at 1 and 5 could knock the cheeseheads off the top story.
Yeah, you had to see Douglas's face when we told him Saban was a special guest. Wasn't too thrilled, but Douglas.
thanks, Doug.
And he did come. And we should mention that your friend over there, NRJ, picked you to get swept rather handily. But let's start at the beginning.
I don't know
But he's
how
on
it
board now. He
happened.
wants a cheesehead. He wants to wear a cheesehead. He's on board.
I want details on how. So do the fans want
Okay.
details on how the hell this happened.
All right. Well, I'll at least start off. I happened to watch some of that game.
Okay.
Should have been held in cold field because Chucky was pitching from about 18 feet off the rubber. I don't know how that materialized, but they were both pitches were fairly close. But Jeffrey Sacker wasn't there, obviously, for game 1, for most of game 1. So it was really right off the bat. You scored 7-8 runs the first inning. It was
Well, in the first quarter, we put up a touchdown, 7-0 in the first inning, and I just got to get to the pregame for a second. My son Victor went to West Deal Shul, comes home Saturday, tells me Jeffrey Sack is going to be missing the first 3-4 innings of the game. That he's got his daughter's softball game. So I get to the field, I see Chucky, I see Jack Abadi. They're hanging out. It's before the game, so I turn around to Chucky. I said, "Aren't you going to warm up?" He goes, "What am I warming up for?" I said, "Don't you know your pitcher's not coming?" He goes, "I don't know. We don't know the pitcher's not coming." They had no idea that Jeffrey Sacker was not showing up.
wow.
They picked up the phone. They called him. Sure enough, he tells them he's not showing up.
No.
Yeah, they had no idea. So what that's all about, I have
Yeah.
That's
we got-
That's breaking news right there.
The rookie
because-
captain doesn't know that his pitcher's not coming. That's a mess.
Yeah, usually that's the first guy you call. I mean,
Yeah, you got to know he's not coming. So anyway, Chucky gets on the mound. He rushes. He gets on the mound. We put up 7 runs. Jeffrey comes in about the 5th inning, tying his shoelaces really, really quick. I don't know why they brought him in at that point. It was 12-0.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, I think we kicked a field goal in the 2nd inning or something, and now we're up.
Meanwhile, just maybe
you know.
get him loosened up before the next
Yeah,
game.
so maybe to get him loosened
Yeah.
up. So he comes in, we get to see his stuff. Stephen Gindy hits a grand slam off of him.
Wow.
And before you know it, 17-0. And it was a mercy because they didn't end up scoring at all. So
Said no
that was
mas,
the end
no
of that
mas.
game. 17-0.
It was a real mercy. We have a mercy rule?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
a mercy. It was a
15
mercy.
runs after 5.
And I had Albert take a look up in the archives to see if that was the biggest shutout victory in YMSL history.
Was it?
Sure enough, the previous record, let's see, it's got it right here. Thank you, Albert. Previous record, 1947.
That's not Albert.
Reds
That's
Rangers. Red Nessa pitched the Reds Rangers to a 15-0 victory over Marty's Musclemen
Oh, wow.
in 1947.
All right.
So 17-0 was the biggest
Wow.
blowout victory.
Okay. So now Jeffrey Sacker shows up, and you guys were,
Right.
you guys really took a stomping to them, and there was a whole different ball game in
Yeah.
game 2.
Completely different. One thing we had going for us is sometimes the starting pitcher doesn't show up on the other team. You end up winning, 17-8 or 12-7, and you're giving up runs and you're scoring it just a little bit more and you're getting the victory. So here we were winning 17-0. So we're figuring, okay, Jeffrey's coming in, but we didn't give up any runs either, so we're playing good defense. So he comes in, they're actually up 2-1. They score in the 5th inning. Finally, they get a couple of runs. They're up 2-1. And I get up in the 6th inning. There's man on first. And the truth is, the first couple of games, I'm batting like 1 for 12. Finally, I started hitting the last couple of weeks. I hit a nice shot into the gap. I got really excited. I started going nuts on Jeffrey Sacker. We tied the game. with a double, and then Jack Harari, who we picked up from Mark Braha, gets a big hit. We take the lead. Sure enough, Ike Mavora, who's been like locking down games as long as we have a lead late, pitches the last couple of innings, and we win 3-2. So two great wins. I tell you, the team's going nuts. There's nothing that, we had a lot of problems the first couple of weeks. There was, my son Victor was going crazy, wants off the team.
Yes.
I'm getting emails from people that are catching. They want to play right field. Everyone's going crazy.
Yeah, actually, the week previous, every guy on your team was on the trading block, yourself included.
Yeah, and myself included. They were captains calling to me. Do you want to trade yourself?
I know when you play with Jeffrey Saka, he has this thing with his daughter's game that he goes to or whatever, which is fine, but the team has to know about
that. The team has to know.
That's unacceptable. There's no backup pitcher. He doesn't know that he's pitching.
Right.
So I can't even blame Chucky for getting rocked in game one if he didn't even know mentally that he was pitching.
Well, number one, I don't know who to blame, but Jeffrey Saka should tell them this is the situation. I'm not coming till 10:30 or 10:45 or whatever the case may be. Jack Abadi's got to say, what's your situation for this week? Are you there both games? Are you there? I mean, you can't just rely. His situation every year.
Well, hopefully Saka or Chucky or Jack calls in when we open the phone lines.
Yes, which we are going to do now, actually. The number right now for the phone line, 732-531-5959 or 732-539-5960. We hope to see many callers right now. A lot of people have a lot of things to say.
Yeah.
Now, Bobby, last week we had a call from one Shulman from the Grip It and Rip It team who guaranteed a sweep.
And from Grip It and Rip It.
From the way I understood it, he was guaranteeing that he was going to sweep the other team and not get swept by the other team.
And he had one of the great lines. He said, what better way to cure slumping offense and going up against Red Nesser.
And Red opened the week with 3 perfect innings. It was a perfect game in the top of the 4th in that game. Yeah, Red had a perfect game. And Ben Kane, by the way, a big factor in that game. He not only scored what ended up being the winning run in Game 2 to preserve the sweep. At the end of Game 2, it was a 1-run game. It was a 1-run game at the end of Game 2, and there was a play at the plate to end the game to secure the sweep. Yeah, Leo Pachotto threw a strike to Ben Kane who put the tag down. So
we have our first phone call coming in. It's Maurice from Brooklyn, New York.
That's one of our regular callers, I believe.
Yeah. Maurice, you're on the air.
Hey, Bobby, how are you? How's it going over here?
Oh, hi. Is this Maurice Haber?
This is Maurice Haber, captain of Unfinished Business.
Okay, Maurice.
I would like to say the best-looking guy, the best-dressed guy on that whole show is my man, Mike Solomon. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good, good. First of all, I'm sorry about your slow start, but it's one guy that you have to blame. There's only one guy you have to blame. You know who that is?
Myself.
Himself?
No, Bobby Marabia, who predicted that you're going to win the whole thing. He's the biggest nahas ever.
I'm not blaming him. I'm actually, you know what? I said in the beginning of this year, I want to be captain. For 20 years in this league, all I've been doing was screaming and blaming other people. But you know what? It's all on me now. I picked the team. I'm not hitting. We're losing big lead games. We're losing 1-run games. So it's on me, whatever happens.
I happen to tell you, I have a lot of respect for your team. You have a great team. You got 2 phenomenal outfielders there. And we're definitely not going to take you lightly. Definitely not. We don't want your bats to wake up when we play you this week. So sorry about that.
No problem. Just go out Saturday night, smoke some hookah, eat a couple pounds extra of shawarma. We'll be good.
Good luck the rest of the way, man. Bobby, what up?
Yeah, Maurice, how are you? First of all, we'd like
something to Douglas, your man Douglas on the left of you there.
Yes. We'd like to mention.
Douglas,
go ahead.
Very difficult to get sampled all the time when I'm not there to protect myself. So thanks for throwing me under the bus last week with my base running blunders and my son's balls going under my legs, etc. Last year you talked all about my hitting, but I don't see you talking anything this year about my major turnaround in my bat. I don't see anything like that.
Well, obviously you're getting on base if you're running into triple plays and double plays. So I think that went without saying.
Wait, Maurice, I wanted to just go back to one thing you just said. Whose son's balls were under your lips last week?
I think it's Douglas's balls.
Oh, I thought you said someone's son's balls.
And by the way, for the record, I did not let those balls get under me. Abraham Davis deserved those 2 hits, just so you know.
Yeah, but
And I'm very happy, Dougie, that you came to your senses, or I
Yes.
think Moore came to his senses, to play the 6th-round pick. Both games in the field, because that kid deserves to play.
2 games in left field, and he was awesome, by the way.
Good, good. I wish you the best of luck until you
Thank
face me.
Thank you.
Maurice, we should mention, give you a little props. You did get the game-winning RBI with an RBI double in the 5th inning of Game 2. That did not. We noticed that over here, so don't think it's going unnoticed. And you are hitting much better this year. And so, give us your thoughts on this week's matchups. It was a very testy performance by both teams. Very hostile. It seemed you had some words with David Rishti. What was that all about?
Yeah, first of all, I want to tell you the team that we faced, I had a lot of respect for them too. Jackie Powell, Ike Yadid, they have a great team. I have to tell you, they're the real deal. That team could go very far, and they have a lot of great guys. David Rishti, I love David Rishti. I play with him all the time, and the guy is hitting. I've never seen him hit this well. And if the guy keeps it up, the guy can win the batting title. And I'm not even joking. He was smoking the ball. I tried to get my team into it after the first game when Richie Braha lost it after we were down 2-0. He called the team in. He cursed everybody out and his grandmother. He didn't know who Nemi Cats was. He didn't know where he came from, Nemi Cats. And he started ripping into everybody. But you know what? We scored 7 runs. Somebody made a comment of we're up by a touchdown, which Yadid motivated himself and said, all right, let's go. And these guys chipped away. And they took 11-7 lead. But my team showed a lot of character. And we came back and we loaded the bases with Swoley Cohen at 3rd and 1 out. And Nemi Katz, who's been hitting the ball unbelievable. And we were 1 fly ball away from tying that game, and I would think we would have won that game if we did. And Jackie Powell made an incredible throw to the catcher, and this kid Joey Beleva was related to the guy on my team, Jackie Beleva, and he made a scoop, a la NRJ, and the guy put a quick tag, and the game was over just like that.
Maurice,
so
did
we
you...
were very, disappointed there.
Maurice, did you consider or did you have the option to use a pinch runner at 3rd base?
NRJ, where do you get all your information?
He has his sources.
We did research that, and you were out of pinch runners. That's
not true. I think you're on everybody's PPM list except mine. I think we should PPM you.
actually.
I choice to put Jay-Z to pinch run for Swoley Collins.
He's much faster.
I think Jay-Z just joined our team this week. I have a lot of confidence in Swoley Collins. People say that Jay-Z could be a little faster. Honestly, Jay-Z could be a little faster, but I felt very comfortable with Swoley Collins at 3rd. Plus, we had the game-winning pitch runner, which was Eddie Rishti, and I never thought that Nemi would not send the ball deep to the field. I thought he would get a hit, and we would need Eddie Rishti to win that game.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, you used your 3rd pinch runner for Eddie Rishti. You put Eddie Rishti at 2nd, or?
I put Eddie Rishti at 2nd. I used 2 runners.
Oh.
Eddie Rishti.
For the winning run.
Like the ground ball through the hole. The game for me, and it just didn't work out that way.
All right, so it goes to show you got to use your pinch runners like timeouts in football. You got to, you got to challenge, like you got to save them. But it must have been some throw by Jackie Towell and to end the game like that.
Yeah, it was. I got to you got to tip your hat.
And Bawabe also. So, all right. Anyway, Maurice, nice talking to you. Good luck the rest of the way. The phone lines are lighting up.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. Robert from Bradley, you're on the air.
Guys, I'm in New York right now.
Is this, who's this?
This is Red.
Oh, it says Robert from Bradley. Hi, Red. How are you?
Good. Hello, Bobby.
How's everything? Red, I'm sure you're calling up, regarding your situation with Adam Schulman last week. I know you were not too happy to get bulletin board like that.
No. I played with him, and then he talks like that about me. It's very, very strange. Very, very strange.
But Red, you got the last laugh. For 50 years, people are challenging you, and every Sunday you show up and you give your team a solid effort. Were you thinking about the perfect game that you had in the 4th inning over there?
No, not at all.
Did you ever pitch one?
I never get a hit.
Did you ever pitch a perfect game?
No.
Never. Okay.
In my dreams, maybe.
Was there any extra motivation going, or was just you've been doing this for so many years that it didn't even matter?
What, a perfect game?
No, forget about the perfect game. Motivation about going up against Schulman.
No. The only motivation was to try to win so we get in the playoffs, you know.
Yeah.
Red, last time I saw you was a few weeks ago, but you had a very different hairdo. Your hair was down to like the middle of your back almost. Is that still going on, or have you gotten a cut lately?
I went to Allenhurst and he cut my hair. You know, I was getting knots in my hair.
Oh.
I would take a shower and I'd feel it and have a knot in my hair. I didn't want to cut it because my cell-field A.B. Cohen had some hair.
Oh,
Yeah, you look just like him.
And I did. I wanted to look like I feel like him. You know. But,
All right, Red, tell us about the last play of Game 2. What you thought of that?
unbelievable. Pachado threw a strike to the plate, and the littlest kid on the team, that Kane, with a C, not a K, not like the Big Red Monster game. He caught the ball and passed the guy out, and the game ended. The guy tried to score from second on a single.
Yeah, it was a perfect, another perfect play by Leo. He grabbed a one hop through a strike. Ben Kane, rookie catcher, played phenomenal for serial killers. Made a great tag, and the game ended.
Also, the play before that, I think there was a fly ball to A.B. Cohen. There was a fly ball to A.B. Cohen in center, and the runner on second was thinking of tagging to third, but he had to go back to second because A.B. Cohen threw
Made
a
a
strike
perfect
to third
strike.
base.
Yeah, so he would have scored easily.
Were you at this game?
No,
He's at every game. He's at every game.
I can't see how anyone can throw the ball that hard.
Yeah, so Red, this week you're going up against the 0-6 Tiger Blood. You look at those guys and think it's automatic 2 wins?
You want me to do what Sherman did to me?
Exactly.
By the way, I know for a fact from my multiple sources inside the Grippet team, a lot of players on Gripet's team were very upset that Schulman made that prediction like that. They don't know where that came from. They thought it came out of left field, and they're sending him to media training.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they showed up against Red and they couldn't get a hit.
Maybe he was thinking you weren't going to tune in, Red. But he doesn't know better, you know?
Well, I'd be tuned in really right now. I just called knowing you're on, but I would be tuned, but I'm in New York. I drove somebody to New York for dinner.
All right, Red. Good luck making money while you're calling the YMSL. We got to go now, Red. Next call. Mark from Brooklyn, you're on the line. Mark from Brooklyn, you're on the line.
Hey, Bobby.
Who's that?
It's Mark Sabag. I couldn't get a call in. I promised you.
Oh, Mark, how are you? This is rookie sensation Mark Sabag from the Dodger organization. Welcome to the YMSL, and thanks for your call. What's on your mind?
Well, guys, I just want to let you know, it's my first year. I love it here. This league is unbelievable. Well, first of all, it's nothing to record to you. I just want to say you have a great squad. Keeper Boy is a great pitcher. Jimmy Monarch is a great player as well.
Well, what is this? Is he not
Let him go. Let him go.
You're great.
No, we're great. Tell us
You
more.
get to the point, caller.
Did you ever meet him before? You know him? Are you saying these things?
You friendly with these guys?
We're having an ass-kissing contest.
Exactly. What is this?
From 9:40 called in.
I plan on rocking that team of Boy with relaxation. But I want to let you guys know you have a great squad. Just to let you know. Now, I'm not trying to kiss anybody's apple, but I'm a rookie. I know
Mark.
what to expect now. It's my second week. I got my first couple of hits. I'm ready to go.
What's so great about a squad that was 1-3 and is now 3-3? How is that a great squad? Explain.
Well, they're going to be a great squad. I think they're going to, through the rest of the season, they're going to come through. You guys have a great team. I mean, I look at the roster. I don't know too much, but when I see it, Jimmy's going to come through big. I know Kindy's going to come through big. And those are the two great best players.
We have. You're talking to.
You're singling out.
So what
you're only singling. You're singling out only the Brooklyn players. Is that because you played with them before, or do they have you calling in? You know.
No, I just first and foremost wanted to call to Douglas. I think he's got a great team.
All right.
You should watch out when the Dodgers come to town.
Okay. What do you want to tell Ike Jamal about his team? That's 5-1, the insane organization. Are they a greater team? Or what do you want to tell Maxie Dean, who has a 6-0 team? Are they a greater team?
They're a great team, but we're going to beat them still.
All right, Mark.
His father's going to overpower because his father's got 30 years of experience.
Yeah, Mark.
Plus, on top of that, I know Max a long time.
All right, good. Mark, listen. Take a breath. Mark, are you aware that the game of softball, you're supposed to wear cleats and baseball pants as opposed to
what do you wear, slippers?
Shorts and basketball sneakers?
I didn't know what to expect. I walk in around the field. Everybody's wearing cleats. I'm in a pair of Nike the basketball shorts. I'm looking at them, looking at them, like, what is this kid doing? I'm like, oh, God. Put my hands on my head. I'm like, it's going to be a tough year if I keep thinking like this. I went the next day to Dallas. The first pair I saw on my side, I grabbed them to give it to me, and I emailed the whole team. I said, I got the cleat. I told Ike, I got the cleat. I got the cleat. Don't scream at me anymore. Expect me Sunday fresh and ready. Fresh and ready. On 3 out.
All right, caller. Congratulations on your cleats. We couldn't hear you too clearly over there. And you and your great team at 3-3.
Yeah,
I don't understand. That was
in relation to
No relation. He knows what he's talking about. We should make him a regular.
I know you're related to one of the
He knows what he's talking about.
Huh?
He knows
What time are you meeting this guy at the Blue Oyster? 10?
By the way, we did discuss the Tiger Blood versus Insane.
We didn't finish with our review now. So I happened to catch some of this game. Obviously looking here, you have 3-1 versus 0-4. And Leo Casson going up against Tiger Blood. I'll tell you, when they tell you that whatever can go wrong will go wrong when you're struggling, Tiger Blood had 4 or 5 pulls go against them that Marty Jamal and the rest of it were looking and scratching. They couldn't believe what was going on. And it might have cost them the game, but this team just hasn't hit. They've scored 13 runs this whole year. And it's the kid Azer's battling, keeping him in the game. But you have the experience of Insane with Mo Shama, Sammy Tal, Jaime Shama, Ike Jamal. It's the same old story. They play everything. It was a situation first and second. Jack Jamal turns his whole body around, grounds out to second base, moves the runner over. They just play the game the right way. First game was 5-4 in the 7th inning. They really got robbed. The second game was 8-2. But it's again, Tiger Blood has a tremendous amount of talent. They just haven't been able to come through.
Who does Tiger Blood play next week?
Tiger Blood goes up against the Serial Killers, Red. So they could hit this guy, and it's going to be 0-8, and they're still, as crazy as it is, they're still in the race. They're a sweep away from being in.
They're just 10 runs under me. The Sacred Hearts.
Very, very top heavy the standing. So, but we got another call coming in. Joe from Manhattan. Joe, you're on the air.
Hello.
Yeah, Joe, you're on the air.
Hey, how are you? That was the most ridiculous call I ever heard. I think that was the worst call I ever heard.
Well, there's a lot of calls like that. Which one are you talking about? You talking about the umpires' calls?
I don't know, some guy raving about the defense,
Oh.
What was that?
The last phone call.
Yeah, that's a guy, Mark Sabag. It was Victor, actually, pretending to be somebody named Mark Sabag.
Well, Joe, we get a lot of crazy people calling in all the time.
That's part of the business, when you...
We have 3.8 million viewers worldwide in 48 countries.
I saw the numbers increasing week by week.
Now, so our viewers know, this is brother of... Right here, NRJ, Joseph Jamal.
All right, now that we have you on the air, Joe, tell us what your team's psyche is right now after the shellacking 17-0 I mean, I know you guys are going to say Jeffrey Sacker wasn't there, but there's only so much he would have done. But what's right now the psyche of the team, and what did you guys talk about after the game ended?
I mean, I think after that game, it was definitely a wake-up call for us. You know, I think that we came out there thinking maybe we were better than we actually are. We have a lot to prove to ourselves coming in next week. We're excited about it. We're excited to get this week behind us. It's a terrible pair of games that we had. We didn't score until the 5th inning of the second game.
Wow.
And, you know, first
And
game.
score till the 5th inning of the second game? Wow.
So that's definitely
Now,
where we put the blame.
Joseph,
Got one guy.
you were the
Nonetheless, you got to score runs to win in this league.
according to the box score here, you were the catcher in game 1. Did you know who the pitcher was going to be when you got to the park that day, or were you as surprised as your opponents that Jeffrey Sacker wasn't going to be there?
No, I wasn't surprised that Chucky got the nod, but I was surprised that Jeffrey was going to be late that day. I mean, I knew the other week that he was going to be late. We were all aware. This week, I mean, maybe it was just me, but I didn't know that he was coming late. But Chucky's our go-to after Jeffrey. So I knew once I got the info that he was late, I was ready to catch for Chucky.
Now, you made a great catch in right field, by the way, in the second game. So this is another up-and-coming player in the YMSL.
Yeah,
That was some play. We had man on first, no out. And a really tight game. As you know, Jeffrey pitched the second game, and you made some ridiculous diving catch. It would have been second and third, no out, one out, actually. And you caught that ball, and I don't even think we ended up scoring that inning.
No, we held you that inning to 3-2, and we got the leadoff guy on in the bottom of the 7th. We had Nathan Matu got on,
Right.
and I thought for sure we were going to score that inning. You know, when you get the leadoff guy on, you feel very confident you're going to bring him home.
Right.
But really, looking at your team, I picked your team to go all the way. What is obviously nobody's really hitting on that team.
Like you have.
I know, but nobody's hitting on that team. I mean, is that really the only problem? You had a great lineup on paper, but
I'll tell you what some of the cheeseheads that actually would talk to me after the game because they were upset at how I treated them the week before. They told me that every ball that was hit to the right side of the infield, ground ball, slow grounder, everything went through the right side of the infield. I don't know who your first baseman is or your second baseman or
Labo and
my son Victor.
Barber.
My son Victor went 4 for 6 with 4 RBIs all through the right side.
So their right side was weak.
The bottom line is, I don't know if we're making errors, but I think that we're missing plays that are makeable. You know, hard hit ground balls that need to be made in this caliber of a league. You got to make those plays. We're not here to point fingers, but we got to get out there next week and we got to take game 1. It's going to be a tough task going against the undefeated alley-oop organization.
Wow.
And we know the task at hand, but maybe it's good for us. Maybe we need to play a team who's on the high right now, and try to get the W. We need it. We need to win.
What's their record there?
They're 2-4.
You were 2-2. We were 1-3. So
They're a
was a
lot
big
better
thing
than
for us
their
to
record.
pass down,
I think that team at 2-4 is ready for a run.
But this is the team that you guys are going after. Yeah. They hold the last playoff spot.
Joseph.
I don't know if you got to look at the. I think right now, if the playoffs started today, we'd be the bottom seed that made it. I think.
You're the last team.
You are.
So you're the,
And
you're the team they're targeting.
I guarantee you, the team that gets to pick who they're playing would not pick their team to play.
It's going to be an interesting show.
Yeah. And Jeffrey Sacker does not miss playoff games, so that's another thing. You are standing alone at 2-4 for the final playoff spot, but there's a long way to go. And again, you got to go against alley-oop, which is,
So that's your next opponent is the 6-0, your brother.
2-6 could be staring you down.
That's tough. That's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah, listen, I don't think anybody from our team's going to call up and guarantee a win here with the way we've been playing. But I can guarantee that we're going to come out, inspired baseball, and I expect to really see what we're all about this coming week.
The interesting part of this week's schedule is you would think some of the 1-5 or 0-6 teams or the 2-4 teams would be playing each other. None of them are playing each other. So this could be like, as someone called into me today and said this could be like Black Sunday, Sunday in the YMSL. Where all the bottom teams are playing tough teams and can just...
Or everyone could come together.
Or they could come together. Yeah. So it was a big week.
Around this past weekend, 4 out of the 5 matchups were sweeps. So, it really changed the standings. Thank you very much, Joseph. We'll talk to you soon. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
All right.
One thing I want to mention about that game we played against them, one of the craziest things I've ever seen was in that game. Jonathan Eliezer screamed across to David Bracca when a lefty was up and Bracca plays the right side. Dude, you want to switch with me for this batter? Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Because a lefty was up and he's asking Bracca
David
if he wants to switch with him.
was not happy about the situation.
It's crazy.
He says, these guys don't know who I am.
Now, Saban here has played with Bracca for decades already. How do you think that went over there in the clubhouse?
Bracca is definitely not the type of guy to take any guff from a tape-up situation look-alike. Not that the guy's not good, but he has absolutely no right telling a 20-year Hall of Famer to switch positions with him. I'm sorry, you just don't do that.
Well, that might be worse than David Azer covering home.
Oh, that's definitely worse. This is for a Hall of Famer, but...
I was coaching first at the time, and I looked at him. I said, and he looked at me. and He goes, "You heard that guy just now?"
Yeah, he mentioned it today again. He called in, and he was really vividly upset about it. Still talking about it. But again, it goes to show you how the league has changed. You have a lot of young guys who really don't know about the veterans, the Hall of Famers. So it's not really changing the guard right away. Brack was not too happy about it. Especially when his good buddy Ali's 6-0. So
needless to say, Bracca did not switch positions with him for that at bat.
We have Joe from Brooklyn on line 2. Joe, you're on the air. Joe, you're on the air. Joe?
Are you there, caller?
All right, caller, try again.
All right, so Joe's not on the air. Let's start looking ahead for this week's matchups. As we mentioned, Serial Killers versus Tiger Blood, 4-2 versus 0-6. I see nothing's really going to change for Tiger Blood. I think they're really basically they're just everything's been taken out of them. I see Serial Killers continuing to sweep.
And you never call it sweep.
No, I really don't. But I think this Tiger Blood is snake bitten. That's.
I'm going to disagree with you there. I know when we played Tiger Blood, we swept them, but they were good. And Insane also told me that their game 1 could have gone either way, and that they actually got very lucky to win that game. So I don't see why Serial Killers would automatically sweep them. I'll go with the split there. Tiger Blood gets on the board.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is the week they get a win.
I'm rooting for Tiger Blood.
0-8, I think they're done, and even at 1-7, it's tough.
It's just the longer you go, the more pressure it is to win, and it's just you start tightening up. Mike, how do you see that matchup?
You want to know the truth? I am so out of what the other teams are doing. I'm so focused on what we have to do that I really don't care what any other teams do, so I will not even comment on any of the other games.
I don't give a crap response.
I think we got Joe. Joe, you're on the air.
Hello.
Yeah, Joe, you're on the air.
I got on the line. How's it going?
Good. Identify yourself. Who's this?
This is Joe Chira from the 0-6 Embarrassing Tiger Blood organization. But we're still waiting to turn this organization around.
Okay. Well, how long do we have to wait?
How's it going?
Going well. It's good you still thinking positive. Tell us, Joe, when you when before the season started, what were your thoughts on your franchise?
I mean, going into the year...
lower your radio, please.
Caller, you have to turn the radio off when you call in, please.
Okay. Going into the year, I was confident in our team because I knew my friend's capabilities. David Azer, he pitched competitive and we'd be in games, and it looked like from our team that we'd have a good defensive team with solid pitching, and maybe we could get some timely hits. And I thought we were going to be good off going into the year because the pitching and defense, I loved our outfield, our infield was solid. But just throughout the year, we got swept each week, and we were in a lot of close games, and we just couldn't pull those games out. And I was confident going in, and now we're 0-6, and it's sort of tough because we got swept three straight weeks. But you know what? I'm still keeping my and we can get it done. And we just got to dig a little deep, and we just got to start winning some ball games and, getting some final hits.
You're not really scoring very many runs. I think it's the least in the league.
Yeah,
by far
the least in the league.
The least in runs, and we're still waiting. Maybe this week with Red Nessa, we could turn it around. That's what I'm hoping.
Oh, this is not another Red Nesser guarantee, is it?
Oh boy, you know he's listening.
Nobody learns here. Nobody learns that Red continues to dial in.
I goaded you right into that answer,
So yeah, but we're going to try to turn things around, and in my eyes, there's still 8 games left. There's a lot of seasons to be played. I'm not making any guarantees. I'm not saying we're going to make the playoffs. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying that. But I'm going to guarantee is that we're going to be competitive throughout the year, and we're going to fight and probably win some ball games. I think this week I really am confident. Last week I was confident we were going to win some games. Game 1, we came in and we had a lot of energy. We were playing loose, and we couldn't score enough runs to win the game, but we got close. And after game 1, game 2, after losing game 1, we were just.
Yeah, no, you guys. I was there for that game. You guys were deflated after game 1, and
Yeah,
it was.
and you know what? I'm not one to blame the umpires on the loss, and I'm not blaming the umpires for the loss because we still could have had some timely hits to get out of our situation. But just the umpires in both games combined, it just seemed to me as if the umpires had a wager on us to lose because there were just about 7 calls that could have gone either way, and a lot of calls should have went our way, and it just every call went against us, and it just deflated us as a team, and whatever. I mean, they knocked us out for the second game. We didn't really compete.
This is the Jordy Ronaldo.
I'm confident in next week.
Jordy on this team.
I think we'll come back and play competitive baseball.
Yeah, no, you guys. I've watched a lot of your games. It just you haven't been able to put hits together, and you haven't had any big innings. I don't think you've scored more than 2 runs in an inning. I mean, just a lot of guys being thrown out and.
About 4 runs.
Yeah, you've been thrown out of the bases. I mean, just really some questionable decisions. But in his defense, David Azer is really has been really adequate. I would say above average. And
David Azer, one thing about it, I mean, people like Ray got him going into the year, but you know what? We're 0-6. He pitched 5 winnable games, 6 winnable games, and he's keeping us getting all the games, and we just cannot score runs. So it's tough for us. It's tough for me as a hitting player and just our team. We can't put it together, but I'm still confident those hits will come.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you guys get on the win column, and hopefully, the rest of the way we'll see some positive results from.
Yeah. I'm not guaranteeing any victories, but what I'm guaranteeing is next week, game 1, our team will come out with a lot of energy, and we're gonna fight for our first W.
All right. Energy doesn't put runs on the board, but it's good. Sounds good. All right, Joe. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your call.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
All right. So at least he's staying positive for Joe Chira. I still think they're going to lose the next matchup.
I still think they're gonna lose.
Unfinished Business versus Watch Out.
New name, Watch Out.
Wow. I don't even know where to go here. This is really a great matchup at Memorial too. Steve Azer going up against Watch Out, and they're a powerful lineup. I see a split. I don't know where Moses is going to be, what his situation is, but he could get. I don't know. It's a tough game. What do you say?
It's very tough. I don't think you're going to win a game this week. And nothing against you, obviously, but you need at least a split. But this is a tough team to go up against, especially with Moses, and these guys want to kill you. I mean, there's a lot of hitters on that team. It's a very good team, and if you're in a slump to go up against Azer, if your team is not hitting, that's not going to help. So I just don't like the matchup. It's very easy to say split, but I can't say split. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I'm gonna add fuel to that fire. I agree with you. I know I don't usually agree with you. I haven't played Unfinished Business yet, so I haven't seen him up close yet. But I can't see Azer giving in. And I think the sisters are down right now from Holy Cross and Sacred Sister or whatever it is. but I'm going to agree with you. I think they lost a couple of tough games that they shouldn't have lost. Unfinished Business, and I think they're gonna close them out this week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to disagree with both of you. I'm not going to sit here and guarantee victory, and I'm not just going to repeat what everybody else in a whole just said.
Right.
But we don't have an option but to come out and win.
Let me ask you something. If Moses starts horrible, and now it's 3-0 in the first inning, and he walks the next guy, what are you going to do? You going to pull him?
At this point, I may decapitate him. I'm not even kidding. If there's walks and errors, expect everyone to be killed this inning. Forget this week. Forget the non-hitting. If I see errors and walks non-stop, I'm going to explode.
Now
I'm going to go. I'm just telling you all, I'm going to go berserk.
I recommend.
I held it in all week.
We need the captain.
We must win.
Crew.
Win.
This is tough because you got Salim Levy in third, you got Eddie Richie at short. I mean, it's just a tough lineup, and the A's are pitching. I see a split, but it's certainly. I would not be surprised by you guys getting swept. So, okay.
What else we got here?
We got some
more calls. Lines are open still.
Lewis from the Single A Brooklyn League is on line 1.
Single A?
Oh yeah, Development League. Which league is this? Lewis.
Grapefruit League. No.
Oh, great!
It's the Grapefruit League. It's the Grapefruit League.
Oh, the Cyclo. Which?
Grapefruit League. Oh my God, you're killing me, boys. You're killing us. You're killing us.
The truth is, you want to get into the league this year, right?
Is that what it is? Are you registering right now, or you?
Can I register for the Brooklyn League?
No, are you trying to get into the YMSL? Is that what this call's about?
Yeah, I want to get into the YMSL.
Okay, there's a waiting list.
You could cut suitcase and pick them up.
How are you,
I'll let
Mr.
you know
Mitesh?
Monday.
Look, if you'll take Mavora, that means you'll take anybody.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Actually, the only reason we would take it is try to get your son Nathan. Can we do something about that?
Seems that's the way my whole life's been going already. My job is to wake him up in the morning to get him onto the field.
I know.
Be my only job.
That's our biggest concern was he used to show up late to play in Brooklyn. I don't know how he's going to make it and deal.
Right, so that's how my life has changed.
Okay.
So what are you talking about? Sabon is very serious. What's going on over there?
Well, his team's his team's 1-5. Things are not going his way, and he had some to air out some.
Lewis, it's nothing abnormal when you're in the YMSL. You look for the Mount Sabon to erupt a couple times a year. It hasn't erupted yet, but it sounds like if they start off bad on Sunday, you're gonna see. What is it called? The lava. All over the place.
Don't You're going to see the magma.
Don't book a flight on Sunday because they're going to cancel it from the cloud. The mountain cloud.
How are the Brooklyn boys doing in your league this year?
Actually, a couple of them have probably playing, as expected. Some are, probably a little nervous, and some have underachieved. So it's hard to say, but overall, I think they're enjoying the experience immensely. And they don't mind the commuting time.
So who would you give me the two guys that are playing the best?
I would say Salim Levy for one.
I would agree with that. We played him.
Stephen Gindy's been coming on a great week this week.
He's a good ball player.
Yeah. Mavora has been doing his job. I don't know offensively how he's been doing, but he's
hitting okay, but he's pitching very well.
Mavora's over the hill. You have to understand.
He's pitching great though.
Please, but Brooklyn, he sucks. That's why we sent him to deal.
Sent him.
And any other guys that stand out?
I guess Farka on his team.
Yeah, David Farkas. He's been coming around. He's been playing very well.
Farka will turn out to be maybe the best player in the community in 1 or 2 more years.
Yeah, he's definitely up and coming. And
we know he can hit. Have you seen the arm?
Yeah.
He's supposed to have a crazy arm. Has he been throwing guys out?
He has a good arm.
And some of the other guys, the rookies like Nathan Zolta has been impressive.
How about Jimmy, my man Jimmy?
Oh, Malak. Yeah, Malak.
Jimmy's playing well.
Yeah.
My man Jimmy.
Good. So, hopefully next year we'll see Louis Mitesh in the league.
Yeah, Jimmy's on that great team.
Louis Winthorpe the third.
Oh, actually, his nephew's on his team, Nathan Mitesh, also playing very good outfield. Playing very good outfield.
He's going to be a special player in a couple of years. He's going to be a first-round pick to play shortstop.
Who?
Nathan Mitesh. The kid is over.
Nah, he's a good. I don't know, but
very good.
First-round pick to play shortstop.
He needs to grow a little, and he
Okay, Cola. Keep us posted on that progress.
We'll see you in the league next
Louis,
year.
thank you for your call, and good luck the rest of the way in Brooklyn. And don't call us for an All-Star game, okay? All right, take care. All right, thank you.
Some interesting calls tonight, Bob. We need to check our screening ability.
Yeah, screen that. It's the call from Brooklyn. I'll tell you.
All right, yeah. Where are we?
All right, so now we're all in.
Alley-oop.
All right, alley-oop at 6-0 versus winning 2-4. I anticipate Zach will be there both games.
At dawn.
If Jack has to send Red to pick him up. So that's almost a do or die week for winning. And honestly, I think Alley's streak is going to come. I think it's going to be a split over here.
Yeah, I think this is it.
This is probably.
I don't think they're a great team, but I think this is the week that Jeffrey Sackett just goes nuts.
There's only one great team, and
There's
that's
one
the
great team, we know.
They're great.
But
like Frosted Flakes, Tony the Tiger.
But this is the week I think that it's a split.
I think it's the last week you would want to play that Sackett team after losing by 2 touchdowns, getting mercy
And a field goal.
And a field goal to the great Cheesehead team. But it's a tough week, but I'm on alley-oop with 6-0. I'm not betting against my own team, obviously. So,
Yeah. So all right, obviously they're
Savon?
I know I said I wouldn't answer, but you know what?
You need for them to win.
No, well, I do want
Yeah.
them to win.
Yeah.
I would like to see a sweep. However, they only scored 1 run against Moses, and it was on a sack fly in the second game. So,
We're
you
not
know
hitting.
what? As powerful as they are, they got a little more lucky
Yeah.
than we did.
Yeah.
So it could have went.
That's the scary part is
You
you,
know?
guys aren't really hitting.
We're not
Allen's
hitting.
and-
We keep on
You're not
winning.
hitting?
We're not hitting. We keep on winning because of our defense and our pitching.
Yeah.
We're not hitting.
Yeah.
Look at our.
You're not going to win 1-0 games
can't win
in this
1-0
league all the time.
Yeah.
I see a split.
I could bet there's not going to be another 1-0 game the rest of the year. I mean, there's
Yeah.
never a 1-0 game in this league. You score 1 run, you're not going to win.
Yeah, it's hard.
Usually.
The next matchup I think is the matchup of the week is at Fireman's Field. 5-1 Insane versus the Dodgers at 4-2. Again, you have Leo Casson going up against Ike D. Listen, we should mention Sammy Tal will not be here for Insane this week, so that definitely could change some. As he told me today, Sammy, he goes, he hopes the team could hold it without him. So, we'll see. But I think it's going to be another split, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers won too.
I see a split over here. I think that Yedid's going to get in Leo Katz's face somewhere around batting practice and say, you think you're a pitcher or something like that, or what's this you're wearing, or he's just going to mess the guy up.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a split at most. I don't know how much Leo can do to keep carrying the pitching on that team.
I agree. Insane is 5-1. You can't argue with that. But they beat 3 teams in the league so far, right? Because they swept 2 teams and then they had that split week. So they beat 3 teams. Those 3 teams are 2-16 this year.
Oh wow! Look at this.
That's a good stat.
It's a good stat. It's a true stat.
That's
Look it
true.
up. The teams they beat are 2-16. Now 5 of those losses are because of them, but even without that,
Right.
they're 2-11
Right,
against the
right.
rest of the league.
Okay.
So
Weak schedule.
They've
That's
had a weak schedule, but they're professionals. They're taking care of what they've had to do, but they haven't
Right.
beat anybody that impressive yet.
Right.
I love the Dodger team
Yeah.
with Yedid and Jackie Towell. I'll go with the split because I can't see Insane getting swept.
I see a split there. It's hard to go against Mo Shama no matter who he's missing. I don't think Yedid is going to affect this pitcher as much as you guys think because this guy has no idea who Yedid is. So anything he hears could just be some clown talking to him, in that tone. If it was a 2nd or 3rd year guy, he might get to him more. I see a split.
It's interesting. The Dodgers are a really interesting group because it's Ike Deed at 50 years old and a bunch of 22-year-old, 20-year-old kids. So it's they're young and they're good, but I think it's going to be a great matchup. But I see the Dodgers splitting or possibly taking the whole thing. The final matchup, which is going to be held at Deal School, which is not the best matchup in the week, but that's why we put you guys there. 1-5, Nip It and Grip It grip it and whatever the other called.
Grip it.
Slip it and grip it.
Versus the 3-3 Cheeseheads, and you guys are probably thinking, you have a chance to put away a team here with A.B. Sackett pitching, and they're coming off a sweep, but I think it's going to be another split, and what do you think? Obviously, your team's you're looking at you think you're going to sweep, but this Griffith team is not as bad as they look, and they're really a couple of players have not performed what they thought, but they're still above average team.
Yeah, well, we're 2 games ahead of them going in, so if we get a split here, which is what I think will happen, I think we will get a split.
So you're predicting a loss for your team
to win 5 in a row is a little tough. Something's going to give sooner or later, but I see at least the split right here. I don't think we will get swept by them, so I see at least the split, which at 4-4 would put them at 2-6. We'd still be 2 games ahead of them.
Yeah.
So they're going to really need to pick up some ground on other teams. So they really need the sweep, and I don't think that's happening.
I have more faith in you than you do. I think you guys sweep them. I know Shulman and A.V. Sakowitz on that team. I don't love that team. I think you sweep them. I think Mavor get into a zone now.
Yeah.
I actually like a sweep here. I think Mavor is going to come on as the season goes on. He's just going to get better. I don't love that team, and I see a sweep.
Yeah.
I think if you're on Tiger Blood this week, this is your chance that you get back into it.
Yeah.
You got to win at least 1 this week, and these two, the Grippet team and your team, have tough matchups.
Yeah,
I think really for the whole league, I think everybody just wants to see alley-oop run away with it, because in the regular season it just clutters everything else for the rest of the team. So if you go 13-1, it just helps everybody else, and so I don't think anybody's gonna have a problem if you guys run the table, because it really gives all the other teams a chance. So.
I think Insane would have a problem, or these 4-2 team who's that unfinished business.
Yeah, listen, sometimes teams
we're 1 week. We're 1 week away from being in 3rd or 4th place.
Right.
Also.
So that's it for week 3, and we had a great show. I want to thank Michael Saban from Watch Out, and certainly added a lot of flair to the show today. NRJ from Undefeated Alley-Oop, Douglas from the 3-3 Red Hot Cheeseheads, and that's it. And
to our viewers, we apologize. We can't control who calls in.
Yes.
We try to do screening as best we could. Some people delusional, some people not even in the league. Talking about other players that are not in the league that are going to be 1st-round picks.
Yes.
But we try our best here.
We try. It's very hard, as you mentioned, with all the viewers that we have. We do have some psychos out there.
Right.
So, but that's it. Till next week. Thank you.